I love this. I got it from our workshop. It's like I think it's a tile sample. A wooden panel. It's like wood. I think it's like a tile sample. Whatever. It makes amazing sounds. Anyway, I got a Patreon. Check out the Patreon. Extra ASMR on there. I posted an ASMR video yesterday, finally. It's been a while since I posted ASMR on there, but ASMR on there, extra ASMR on there, extra videos of me talking about random things, writing my random thoughts. I'm writing a story, so I post full excerpts on there, and then I post partial excerpts on the community tab. So if you want a sample of the story I'm writing, go on the community tab, then you can read the full thing, the full excerpts on Patreon. Post my music on there. I post my music. You get early access to my music on my Patreon. I'm doing a song a day challenge where the goal is to make a song a day until December. So yesterday was day 126. Day 126, and we're going strong. So I drop 7 songs every Friday 7 songs. Today I dropped the Lotus Pack. The Lotus Pack came out today. Just phenomenal music. I'm so proud of that project. Great. I wonder if I should perform. I'll perform something at the end, I think. We'll see if I feel like it. Might not. Maybe every Friday I can perform a song for y'all. Anyway, so link in the description if you want to check all that stuff out. Link in the description if you want to check that stuff out. Okay. I'm excited to share this with y'all. So as you know, I'm reading my Bible more, and I'm going through the book of 1 Samuel 1. And yeah, the story's getting spicy. I've read this book before. I don't know why I'm acting like I've never read this before, but I think as you mature, you start to interpret it differently, you know? Certain things start to speak to you more. So you should watch the previous 3 videos if you want to catch up on what I've been going through. But to give you a brief summary, I should probably talk about who Samuel was, guys. I didn't discuss that. So Samuel, let's talk about Samuel's mom. Her name was Hannah or Sarah or something like that. I can't remember. One of those. She was barren. Her husband had 2 wives. Trash. And the one wife was giving him lots of kids. And she would taunt Sarah saying like, your pussy's trash. Your womb is trash. You're not giving your husband kids. I'm giving him lots of kids. Ha ha. So Sarah was upset about this. Her name might have been Hannah. Let's go with Hannah. Hannah was like sad about this. She was like, damn, God, you need to do something about this, because it's not giving this guy any kids. And she was like, I promise you, if you give me a kid, I'll dedicate him to you. He'll live in your temple. He'll be dedicated to you. He'll just serve you all his life. Just give me a kid. So God is like, I bet. And he gives her a kid. She's like, thank you. She's so happy, whatever. And that kid is Samuel. So she fulfills her promise, dedicates Samuel to the Lord, and leaves him to live in the temple, which is sad. It's like, I have a kid, but now I have to leave him in this temple. And she gets to visit him from time to time, but it's like, it's sad. It's your kid. And then God, because God is good, blesses her with more kids. He's like, you know what? I like your spirit. I like where your head is at. Here's more kids. So he gives her more kids. So now she's like, to the other bitch, she's like, ha, you're dissing my pussy, but look at yours. Like, your pussy's just some crusty, musty, dusty. It's just giving out these crusty, musty, dusty kids. My kid came directly from God, and he's giving me more kids. So, like, anyway, that's not a direct translation. It's not a direct quote, but that's essentially what happened. So Samuel was the first of those kids. She did have more kids, right? This is the J. Niz Bible. Full disclaimer. But she definitely had Samuel. So Samuel, he grows up. Years later, we're with the Israelites, and Samuel's an Israelite. He's living amongst Israelites. The Israelites are misbehaving. They have this thing called the Ark of the Covenant, which is basically this vessel that houses the Spirit of God so that God can live amongst man without physically interacting with them. Otherwise, they will die because they are sinful and he's not. He has no choice but to vanquish sin when he comes into contact with it. It's just his nature. So he resides within this vessel that they made out of him. This fancy vessel that's ornamented all sorts of gold and fancy objects and whatnot. It's a very complicated thing. Anyway. But it had to be handled in a very specific way. It's a very long summary. There were specific ways you had to handle it. You can't look directly inside it because there was like a little curtain that you could part to look inside it. You're not allowed to do that. You will die. There's a specific way you had to carry it. If you don't carry it that way, you will die. There's so many rules. So these people, they never followed the rules. So they kept dropping like flies. And they'd get punished as well on top of that. Because God was like, you don't listen. So eventually, the ark gets stolen from the Israelites, makes its way to other nations. Each nation, God is like, look at how I dealt with my own people. You think I'm not going to deal with you worse? So they're getting smited left, right, and center. So the Ark of the Covenant is going from one kingdom to the next until it makes its way, hilariously makes its way back to Israel. Because the other kingdom is like, you need to take this back. This is trash. So they give it back to the Israelites. So now the Israelites, it goes to this one Israelite city. They're happy at first. Like, yay, God is with us again. Yay. But then they're still stupid. They're still trying to look inside it. They're still handling it inappropriately. So God is like, you're not learning. So he smites them, which is well within his rights to do. So eventually they're like, okay, let's take this to this other Israelite city because we're getting our asses handed to us. Take it away from us. So these other men take the thing back to their own city, and it stays there now. Then now enter Samuel. He's like, oh, the ark has returned, yay. But while it's been gone for years. People started worshiping other gods, being ratchet, doing stupid shit. Enough of that. So he prays on their behalf to appease God's wrath and for them to be one with God again. The Philistines, and they all gathered in one place now, so they've all come from the different cities and they're gathered in one region now. The Philistines, their enemies, mortal enemies, hear about this. They come to attack them. Samuel prays to God and says, help us. God helps them. They defeat the Philistines. And they were like, hooray, Samuel, hooray. So Samuel leads the Israelites now. Now he's the leader. They've appointed him as the leader because he seems to be good. He's buddy with God. So that was chapter 7. Now we're chapter 8. So now Samuel's old. Now he's an old man. And he's got sons. Now the sons are trash. They're nothing like their father. They're accepting bribes. They're doing whole ass shit. They're just causing trouble. So the Israelites, the elders of the Israelites, approach Samuel like, listen, look at your kids, bro. By the way, if you have ratchet kids, is it just you have ratchet kids, or do you have a part to play in that? I don't know. I'm inclined to say if you've got like bad kids, surely you did something wrong at some point. Or do you just have bad kids? Or you just unlucky sometimes? Like someone's just bad. They're just naughty. They've refused to listen. And they grow up to be trash ass people. I don't know. But his sons were just not great people. So the Israelites are like, you need to give us a king. Give us a king so that I'll quote here. I wrote down what they said. Appoint, this is Samuel chapter 8, verse 5. Appoint a king to lead us, such as all the other nations have. So they're like, we're trying to be like everyone else. We don't have a king. This is ratchet. Look at our arrangements. This is trash. Give us a king. Well, your sons are out here accepting bribes and doing all sorts of crazy shit. Give us a king to lead us. So now he's kind of in his feelings. He's touched by that because it's like, bro, I'm not officially your king, but I'm kind of your king, am I not? Then fuck that. Give us a king, bro. Give us like a real king. So he's hurt by that. He's offended. So he goes and he prays to God. He's like, what should I do with these people, man? And God is like, it's not you they rejected. They're rejecting me. I'm their king. This is what God is saying to Samuel. I'm their king. And they're rejecting me. Direct quotes Samuel chapter 8, verse 8. As they have done from the day I brought them out of Egypt until this day, forsaking me and serving other gods, so they are doing to you. Now listen to them, but warn them solemnly and let them know what the king who will reign over them will claim as his right. So that's what God's saying. He's like, I really need to try to incorporate the ASMR aspect of things into this. He's like, listen, fam. Welcome to the party. They've been doing this to me since I brought them out of Egypt. These people were slaves. They were slaves. Like, they were literal slaves. Slaves. Work, you big work. No, please, no. Work. They were slaves. God brought them out of that into the desert. You're supposed to guide them to the promised land, but they were bitching and moaning the entire way until eventually, like, fuck that shit, and they got scattered. They never made it to the promised land. And now they've been tossed around like a piece of ass, like from one nation to the next, just being abused by all these different nations, because during all that time they refused to listen to God, their actual king. And now I just saved them from the Philistines. You were there. You prayed for me to save them. I saved them. They could have been raped and pillaged and killed. I saved them, and they're still asking for a new king. So, give them what they want. So, let's look at that for example, because people will be like, if the thing you commonly hear is, if God is real, He's not a good person. He's evil. Why is there so much evil in the world? Yada 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 yada. God gives people choices. He won't force you to do the good thing. He won't force you to choose Him. And in this case with the Israelites, it's like they want someone else to lead them. They want another king. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to force myself on them. If that's what they want, give it to them. Just give them. I've tried, Samuel, I've tried so hard. I've tried. I've been trying. I was trying before you were alive. I was trying before your dad was alive. I was trying. Since the beginning, I've been trying. These people are stupid. So give them what they want, but let them know what this king is going to demand of them. So Samuel tells them. He tells them everything that's going to be demanded of them, all the hardships that are going to be visited upon them, all the labor, all the slavery that this king is going to demand of them. And they're still like, fuck that, give us a king, bro. We have no king. This is ratchet. This is weird. Give us a king. So that we can be like other nations. And that's the thing they keep saying. Give us a king so that we can be like other nations. So they're so fixated on being like other nations. We see that a lot these days. People just trying so hard to fit in and be like other people. Even here in South Africa, we have our own ways, we have our own traditions, but everyone's trying to be like what? Like America. America is a dumpster fire, culturally at least. A lot of the things they let fly there are just like I was like there's a Satanism movement growing there. I'm not. You can Google this. There's a growing amount of people that are openly identifying as Satanists. There was even a Satan con. There was a Satan conference. A bunch of people openly self-identifying as Satanists met up. And their whole thing is, we're not actually Satanists. We don't actually believe in the devil. We're just being ironic, and it's just meant to rebel against religion and this and that and that. I'm like, yeah, but you've got all the tattoos. You've got all the regalia. You've got everything. You pretty much perfectly match the image of what Satanism is. And if you break down Satanism, what is Satanism? It's this idea that you don't need God, be your own God. That's all Satan ever said. All he ever said is to Adam and Eve, is God really that good? If you eat of this tree, you will gain the knowledge of good and evil, and you will become like God. So Satanism is essentially be your own God. So when your philosophy, your ethos, the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you behave, everything aligns perfectly with Satanism, it stops being ironic. You are that. And if I believe Satan is a real individual, a real spirit, a spiritual being, I don't think he's a figment of imagination or anything like that. I don't think he's an idea. I don't think he's a metaphor. I think he's real. If he is real, he's over the moon right now. Because he has a whole fucking movement in America, at least. Only in America can this happen, man. Anyway, so these people want to be like other nations. That's where that sort of mentality leads you. So he prays to God once more, and God tells him to give them a king. Just give them a king, bro. Just give them. So he does. And he tells everyone, because they've been gathered in this one region for quite some time now, he tells them, go back to your own towns, your own cities, go, get out of here. So everyone goes back to their own towns, their own nations. So that's chapter 8. Is this going to be my videos going forward? Just me going through the Bible? Because I'm enjoying this. Listen, even if you don't believe in the Bible, if you don't believe in Christianity and all that stuff, that this is interesting stuff, man. There's a lot of lessons to be learned here. Don't do things because other people are doing them. Listen to instruction and be humble. Humble yourself. Humble yourself and understand that you don't know everything, and there are higher authorities that know more than you, and it's probably wise to listen. When I'm not talking about the government. The government is trash. But yeah, be humble, listen to the instruction, and don't do things just so you can be like other people, other nations. America has a lot of cool things. There's a lot of cool things, but it also has a lot of bad things. So don't try to fit in all the goddamn time. Let's pray and get out of here. This is a long ass video. Take my favorite plank. Dear God, I thank you for this individual watching this right now. I pray that you bless them and keep them safe, and thank you for making them whole and unique. And I pray that every day you're helping them explore what that uniqueness is and who they are and what their potential is. Every day is a new day to fulfill their potential, become better, do better. So I thank you for that. Every day you're helping this individual get there, and I thank you for good health, long life, and then happiness of the heart and mind. And I proclaim that over their friends and family as well, healing and good health, and just a good livelihood over their friends, over their family, over all they care about, Lord, and just prosperity. And I pray that this prosperity spreads, that they are a light in other people's lives, that they brighten whatever room they're in, and people like being around them, and they're happy, they're content. They've been blessed with a good, peaceful life and a fulfilling life, and your presence is felt in their life, and they're doing good, they're doing well, they're excited. They wake up every morning with something to look forward to, people to look forward to, things to look forward to. I thank you that you're constantly with them, guiding them, and just establishing them, Lord. In my name I pray, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Jesus, 23 minutes. It's because of that summary. That summary was long as I need to get better at the summaries. I'll see y'all in the next video.